My highest package is 1,222 a month. And then my group coaching is $850 a month. Last June, I just hit my highest month at $35K.
Welcome back to the show, Kaitlin Anthony. I'm so glad you're here. Kaitlin is a graduate of IGC, a great friend of mine, and I purposely brought her on because there's this massive influx I have seen of people leaving the world of like health, fitness, gyms, and coming into coaching. And Kaitlin is case in point. She is someone who has built a massive coaching business, but started kind of in a completely other lane. So Kaitlin, give a way better introduction to yourself.
I'm so happy to be here. Anytime I'm asked to be in the IGC world, I'm like all in, all hands on deck. Let's go. Hi everybody. I'm Kaitlin. I am, as Liv said, IGC grad. I'm also an ICF-accredited coach. And I run the Beam Life, which stands for Be Everything and More. And I am a business coach for female entrepreneurs, mostly in the service-based world, who are really looking to hit that first 10K month. And not only just hit it one time, but then have that like really juicy recurring revenue where ultimately your business is kind of running on autopilot and you're really able to be a mom and dive into your life and do all the things that we do. So I'm really passionate about that. And, other things about me is I'm a mom. I'm also queer, and I also love fashion and all things pink. So let's go.
I couldn't tell. I was like, you look so fun, and I look like boring beige. I am boring beige embodied.
But somehow you make boring beige look chic. So we're here. I love it.
It's just
yeah.
Well,
You belong in LA. That's all I've got to say.
But I do not. But I'm not fancy enough. But okay, Kaitlin's journey goes from, so she's been a fashion stylist, she's been in the fitness world, owned a gym, but how do you go from gym to full-time coaching business? That's the first question, but I have other details that the people want to know about.
Well, you get a divorce. No, I'm just joking.
That's the catalyst for all great things, it seems.
Totally.
Am I wrong?
Check one, done. That opens in a completely new portal, and it's like the permission slip to do whatever the hell you want.
I just immediately pictured like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Breaking
here
free.
We go. It's time to fly.
Yeah.
In seriousness, I did own the gym with my ex. And so going through that divorce period, I kind of had to make a decision. And I was like, do I want to continue into the fitness world, or do I want to look at something else? And at that time, I had really only known fashion or fitness. And I went and kind of like did some side jobs with a friend of mine who had a gym a little bit 20 miles outside of where I lived. And a couple of the clients there were like, have you ever really thought about being a life coach? And at the time I had also started. Yeah. And at the time,
it makes sense once you know you, but I didn't realize that's how it started.
Well, I had the podcast and I was kind of like talking about my divorce journey. I was like doing these group fitness classes. And at the time, like, I feel like some people still feel like this, but really, truly, life coaches have way more respect on the name than they did then. It was kind of like something I felt was cheesy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And I was also doing some work for a book publishing company, and I met Katie. And I just thought it was so wild that we were like working on her book. And that's when I really started being like, okay, I really like this girl. She's cool. I'm reading her book about her life coaching company. Somebody asked me if I would be a life coach. Oh, and I've been coaching people forever, whether it's through their style or their health.
Right.
Wait a minute. I don't love fitness. I love coaching. Like, what am I doing? And enter IGC. And, it's been an amazing journey ever since.
You're kind of like the quintessential story of like a woman who's like multi-passionate entrepreneur that was able to bring all of these areas of your life. Because I think about you and I even look at you, like you're so fashionable, you're so like creative energy, you're great at speaking. So you have this podcast. I think the fitness world really lends itself to the coaching world because, and if you even think about like Katie starting her Whole Glow, which was a spray tanning company. And then she found that she was always talking to people about what's going on the inside. So it's like the same, it kind of like coaching is this way to, like, tie a bow on all of your interests and make them come together in a service that people will actually pay for.
1,000%, and it's actually the thing that creates the transformation, and that was the, like, link that I was seeing. It's like, "Oh, you can teach someone all day long about health and fitness, but if they're, like, sabotaging themselves with their beliefs or their self-esteem or the people they go and hang out with when they leave the gym, like, none of the things you've taught them matters." Like, you really have to start from that internal place, and it seems like we all know that, but really it takes someone to get in there and do the work with you, and that's what I found. I was like, "This is what I'm passionate about." Because once you unlock that in someone, it's you people truly become, like, unstoppable. I've seen some of the most incredible things happen.
Tell me a little bit more about, so you went from gym to, I know you were doing some personal training after the gym closed, right?
Mhm,
But
yeah.
what is the actual pathway from, like, gym owner to full-time coaching business, multi six-figure earning, world traveling? Like, how long did that actually take? I wanted
Yeah,
to break it down for people because I think some people
totally.
think it's just like a quick jump and you go from one thing to the next, and to God be the glory if you have that kind of income or savings, but I know that's
Yes.
most people's reality.
Yeah, and I even say, like, people who have big followings and all of that stuff, that's a really good perk to have, but it doesn't guarantee that overnight success either. It
Mhm.
is definitely, like, consistency, finding your lane. And so if I think about this, like, at the time of this recording, we're at the end of 2025. I've been going at this since I started my podcast in November of 2019. So almost
Oh,
6 years. I
wow.
graduated in spring of 2021 from IGC. So it's been, like I
Oh,
kind of
you were
took
in the
some
COVID
time.
classes,
Yes, yes, in the COVID like, so we were at the
end of
end of COVID
2020.
when I
Yeah.
not at the end of COVID, but, like, we were already, like,
Oh, yeah.
in that mode, and so, yeah, I was, like, working underground because God forbid somebody do any training during, COVID, so I was doing a lot of, like, underground behind the scenes stuff, working for so I had side jobs is what I'm basically trying to say, and I think that's the other thing is a lot of people coming into coaching, maybe you have a part-time or full-time job, and it's like, keep that. It was those side jobs that allowed me to really, like, open the pathway and just be a little bit crazy with my dreams because I was like, "Okay, I'm not putting all this pressure on myself to completely replace my income." And I really feel like looking back, that was one of the smartest things I did was let that be a little safety net for me of like, I know this is income that's gonna come in while I go and build and create these other things. And so I started like how we tell most people in IGC to start, which is one-on-one coaching, and I feel like a lot of people wanna skip that step and go right into, like, membership, group coaching, all of these things, but really, it was the one-on-one clients I had that helped me figure out exactly who I wanted to coach, how I wanted to coach, develop my methodology a little bit, figure out how I could make this community kind of click and work. And I think you can make a lot more mistakes in one on one, if I'm being honest. And I mean mistakes like you're learning, you're actively practicing something, you're trying on new things with people. Versus like when you're doing that in a one on one setting versus in a big group setting, it's so much more relaxed and you're able to, you know, kind of try these different things. So, yeah, I really started with one on one and then as that developed, as my podcast started to grow, I really started to get into social media and like leverage that as a tool. Visibility is really important. And I think that that was one of the, looking back again, finding my lane, figuring out I want to work with entrepreneurs. How do I talk to entrepreneurs? What is it that they need? And developing programs based on what is the demand that I'm seeing right now. And then, yeah, that started to grow into a membership, group coaching program. I also do, international retreats,
I
so we
know,
have the
talk about the
4th one.
you've
You
done
better be
many.
coming.
But this is
Yes,
why I love coaching so much. It's such a transferable skill that you can
literally do anything.
ways that just, like, make you happy. Like, even think, like, you having your podcast. Like, some people love this. They love to chat. They love to
Yes,
create content. But what are you actually selling? You need an offer still to make money from it.
1,000%. 1,000, like, people are like, "I'm just gonna start a podcast." I'm like, "T Okay, so people are gonna listen," and it's like, "For what? What are you putting all this energy into? Where are you going to send them?
Yeah, and, like, yes, you can wait around to get monetized through ads, but why?
Why?"
Like,
Like,
why bother
you are the thing.
and
Make the ad for you.
exactly.
So, yeah, I'm 100% on board with that, and also being a mom, it's like you said, creating a life and a business on things that you're passionate about. I mean, for me, with my daughter having the needs that she does, it's important for me to have flexibility and for me to create opportunities that I can be flexible, that I can be available in the afternoons. And I feel like we hear that a lot in like a promise from a lot of different industries. And I really feel like coaching is actually something, if you continue and follow through with, you can create those realities
Yeah,
and you can create that for yourself. So, yeah, I loved travel and I was like, how can I figure out a way to bring women together because I don't want to travel alone. I want to travel with people I like, see the world,
yeah.
have fun and like get paid doing it. How can I make this work? And yeah, I was like, well, I'm going to create an international retreat. Like, why wouldn't I do that? So, yeah,
How
we've
many
been
have
to
you done?
Costa Rica. This Slovenia will be the fourth. So, we've been to Costa Rica, Bali, Greece. We did a business retreat in Joshua Tree. So, technically, this is like the fifth retreat, but international, it's the fourth one.
Wow.
So fun. So fun.
So, I have a very intrusive question to ask, which
No
is
such thing.
I knew you'd be game. I wanna break down the numbers because
Yeah,
just yap on here all the time about, like, you can slap life coach on your bio, but it doesn't always warrant the paycheck. Like, if you actually get trained, you actually get credentialed like you have, you can confidently charge higher rates. And I think I'm
yes,
not just because you can technically charge whatever you want, whoever you are, does not matter. But just because you put the cost on your website doesn't mean you're gonna be able to get on the call with someone or in person with someone, and they're gonna pay you that amount. That's the
correct.
energy shift that I think being trained, certified, credentialed has. So tell us, like, what are you charging for your packages? Like,
Yeah.
how is this different than the world you came from?
Yeah. So I have 3 tiers on how you can work with me. I have my highest, which is one-on-one, and I always am like, anybody that I coach with who's wanting to, like, expand their offer suite, proximity is where you can really charge. So it's when someone's, like, getting into your world, they have your one-on-one attention. So my highest package is 1,222 a month, and that's for 2 calls a month, and that includes, like, Voxer access and whatnot, but a lot
Okay,
of the
so we're talking about,
clients
like, just over $1,200 a month.
for one
Okay,
client.
one per client.
Per client. And then my group coaching is $850 a month. And there's easily anywhere between 5 and 10 women that'll join those group containers. So that is, another 8 to 10,000, depending on, how many people you have joining.
Mhm.
And then I do have my, like, what I call my entry level membership, which is 99 a month. And that is where we just meet as a community. It's not, I always say that's not me coaching, it's more facilitating really good community and conversation. And that's how I like distinguish, okay, that can be priced at that level because it's facilitating conversation and
Yeah,
really giving these women opportunity to be like, "Hey, oh wow, I'm actually dealing with that too," or "How can I support you?" And it's a lovely environment, but also 2 calls a month. So low lift, I do not do any weekly calls with any single one of my clients, as like that was something that was a hard boundary for me where I was like, "Okay, I don't need that much time with someone." Like I really want to call in women who are wanting to take responsibility for the dreams they say they want and they just want guidance. They don't need someone to do it for them. They're wanting the support. And
yeah.
yeah, it's
So how does that compare to the gym ownership?
oh my God.
Does
I
it
mean,
not?
when
I mean, I feel like brick and mortar and, like, service-based work from home are just so different in terms of expenses, so when people are
oh
like,
my God.
"I can't believe it's
Yeah.
$2,000 to start a business," I'm like, "My best friend is still paying, like, a $600,000 loan on a
Yes.
building for a store." So I
1,000%. Like, when we opened the gym, it was like, you have to buy equipment. You have to put, like, triple, like,
insurance
amount
also.
rent. Yeah, rent, insurance, security deposits, all of the things. Plus, we had, like, a staff. So, like,
Mhm.
so much overhead
Yeah.
versus, like, I rent an office for $560 a month, and you don't even need that. I only
No, but
do
I
that
love that you
because
do that. I
yeah,
love that. I miss having
because
an
I
office.
could have it look like this. It's a hot pink. Like,
Well,
I
and it
get to
feels like you're,
make it
like,
however
going
mine.
somewhere.
Yes, I get dressed up and I come to my office and it's my place. I can leave a pile of paper on the desk and it's gonna be here when I come back tomorrow.
Yeah, do
It's
you have
not
a
gonna be
mini fridge?
moved. Yes, mini fridge, microwave, we have champagne. I
Oh,
mean, we're ready to go.
yeah. I love it.
Yeah, here anytime. I'm like, "When are you coming here to do the podcast?" So,
Oh,
let's
yeah, I
go.
will do that. I will do that.
So
So
fun.
you can go from, like, extensive overhead brick and mortar to a coaching business. I feel like well, you tell me because my feelings aren't really valid here. But
I'm sure they are, but yes, tell me,
what do
ask.
you feel? Because I remember when you had first graduated and you were still taking personal training clients as well
Yes.
and
Yeah.
coaching. So why did you, like, complete with personal training or finish personal training to do strictly coaching? Like,
Yeah.
just curious.
Well, I wanted to leave the world of fitness for a long time, but like I was saying, that was bringing in income. And there was that initial fear, like, I'm cutting this off. And I also felt bad. Like, I had worked with
Yeah.
these women for a long time. And I was like, I actually really love these people. Like, I don't want to say goodbye to them. And there was like this whole, it was a lot of fear around money, just like cutting off an income stream. Like, that seems absolutely crazy. Why would someone do that?
Well, that's how people feel about leaving their 9 to 5 then
Yeah.
to go into
Yeah.
their business. It's like at some point you have to
Yes.
trust.
At some point, and that was what I started to look at, and, like, the biggest thing for me is I thought about what amount of money does my business need to be bringing in for me to say goodbye to these
Mhm.
fitness clients?
Yeah.
And
And you live in, like, one of the most expensive
ex
cities.
when I tell people, like, how much I make, I'm like, "But then you forget I live in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
so let's make that a reality." And I like nice things, and I never apologize for that. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's okay because
I know. I really appreciate that about you too, because I know your heart and I know how much you're such an amazing person. You're such an inspiration. You're such a great mom. You don't not need to get a Chanel bag or you're still allowed to love nice things and be a
yes.
good person. We are still, I feel like,
Yes.
especially as women, and men don't do this. Men are not
Never.
apologizing for the new G-Wagon in the driveway or the new midlife crisis
No.
that or whatever it is. Women have this weird thing where we're like, "Oh, I don't want people to, like, judge me if I like nice things." But we have
Yes.
to rewrite this connection between, like, money being the root of all evil, and we've said this in IGC so many times, more
Yes.
money in the hands of women who know what to do with it. Good women with money is the thing, and good humans with money, I'll say, because I also know some
It's
good men with money.
I have a couple of, gals that, do contracted work for me, and she's like, "My goal is to help you get more, like, she helps do, like, graphic stuff, she helps with my content and social media stuff, she does some, like, copywriting for me. She's like, "My goal, because I know, Caitlin, if you're making more money, I'm gonna make more money." And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah,
"Yes, queen. Yes, because I love being generous." She's like, "You're one of the most generous people I know." And I'm like, "Yes. I
yeah.
love treating people. I love spending money. I love making money." And I think like, yes, I could go on and, like, I could have a
You know
whole
what, Caitlin?
podcast
That's
about
the
how
thing.
much
Money
I wanna
just
love
makes
money.
you more of who you are. So you
Yes,
come into
yes.
business with an evil heart or an evil plan or like a
Yes.
scammer or like a thief or whatever
Yes.
bad intentions you have, money is just going to magnify that. But when you come
Yes.
into this with a pure vision, heart, purpose, and it doesn't mean you're perfect, and it doesn't mean you're like have some, like,
No.
Mother Teresa
No.
lofty goal. It just means that you're a good human, and the hardest part is getting the good humans to wanna make money. Like, I'm like, "Come,
I know.
please,
I
we
know.
need
Well, because
you."
then it's like so many people are like, "I wanna do it to get into coaching to, like, help people." And it's like, of course, we all want to help people.
Of course, most women
Everybody wants to
do.
help people, but also, like, don't you wanna, like, have some freedom and some fun and flexibility and, like, be able to pay for nice things and have, like, the I don't give a shit money? Like,
Yeah.
why? Why
Yeah,
would you not want that? And it's okay to say you want that. And so anyway, like I said, I could create a whole podcast around stop demonizing people who say they want to make money
I know.
because it really keeps women quiet and small, and it's unnecessary because there's enough money for everybody.
There is enough money for everybody, and it's interesting to see who's available for that belief.
Yes.
Because I
Yeah.
wasn't available for that belief for a long time until my principal, when I was public school teacher, said to me, like, "Your pockets are not deep enough to have any say in that problem." And I was like, "Yeah, I
That
was
is
mad about."
gross.
I could
Yes.
protest about that. For what, though? Because she was right.
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately.
We live in a capitalistic society,
Yeah.
whether we like it
Yes.
or not.
Yes.
And, I guess I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, "Well, then if somebody's gonna make money, let it be the good humans."
1,000%. Because I mean, we're gonna do really good things with it,
Exactly.
and the world's gonna have a lot more pink items. I mean, that's all I'm gonna
That's right.
say.
"Can you come paint this wall?" I need something. I need some.
I love it.
Last time I was on your podcast, I did wear pink, and I was like, "This is on brand for you," but I just
Yes.
like wall colors over here. But to bring things on home, I need to know,
Yes.
so if people are listening to this because they're coming from the world of health, fitness, gyms, even fashion, like, what would be your advice to them if they know they wanna do something else and maybe coaching's on their radar, but they haven't really figured out how to make it, like, legit?
Yeah, I mean, I would say first of all, like, go back to the last not even the last okay, not even the last 5 people. The last 3 people that you have enjoyed working with, and think about when they came to you, what they said their problem was. Like, what did they pay you for ultimately? And I think understanding, like, how you've what and then what has been their transformation, like, with the time being with especially in the health and fitness world, like, they think they're coming to you to lose weight, and that's what they're gonna pay you for. They're paying you for the thing that's like, "I'm gonna help you lose 10 pounds in 30 days," or whatever the hell. But when someone actually does the thing, like, does the program, it actually is never about the weight. It's about maybe they have a better sex life. Maybe they start making more money because they were able to ask for the raise in their job. Maybe they become a more patient parent. Maybe they get off medication, right? It's all these like side things that happen because of the thing that they said they wanted. And it's like, I think a lot for me, I had to do that work and I realized I was already coaching
Yeah.
and then really understanding how to position coaching. Like,
Yeah,
what
the
is it?
through line.
Yeah. What is it that, and like, for example, I've now transitioned into business coaching. For me, my clients, much like anyone coming into coaching, wants to make money. Like, that's
Mhm.
ultimately their goal. They want to get paid. They want to leave their jobs. They want to have a business that they can have, pay their bills, whatever it is. But ultimately, like, that's the last thing we're doing, but it's the outcome. But if
Mhm.
I were to tell you you're going to, like, you know, be your most confident self and, be a better parent and be able to have, like, freedom and all of this stuff, it's like, that's not something someone's going to pay you for. So I think recognizing, like, your strengths.
I did not tell Caitlin to say this. So if you have listened to our show before, there have been a million episodes where I have said that, like, you have got to give people an entry point that they are willing to
Yes,
pay for, and I think that's what you're saying. Like,
1,000%.
how can you find the problem that people are willing to pay to have solved while knowing that there's so much more depth and
Yes.
transformation beyond this, but you need that entry point for people. For people
Yes.
to say, like, "I need her," or "I need that service."
No, 100%. You have to have that entry point. Um, and why I say that, like, when you ask me what I would tell them to do, that's what it ultimately comes back to. Because I think a lot of people overthink this. They make it more complicated than it needs to be. And if you're in health and fitness specifically, or in styling, or really any industry where you have dealt with people, even if you're like a manager at a Trader Joe's, like, you're coaching already and you are going to be good at this. You just have to figure out with integrity, what is the entry point? Can you coach that person on, through that thing? And you'll be on your way. I mean,
I
it's
appreciate that you just simplified it so much because we know, like, of course, there's more to it. There's more things that we can break down. I'm sure you have other videos I'll link here that can help you
oh
do.
yeah.
The reality is, the more that we complicate things, the longer it takes. And we know that delay is the true enemy of wealth. So it is in
Yes.
your best interest to really tune in and say, how do I most want to help people? What is that
Yes.
one thing that people will come to me for and that I people either have paid me for or will pay me for? And you can
Yeah.
start there. Like you had said, now you're doing business coaching, but it didn't start at that place.
No. And I forgot to say the other thing is be willing to be scrappy.
Yeah.
And like, you don't need the fancy. So many people are like, I need a website. I just got a fancy website 6 years later.
Oh, you
Like
did? I
literally,
haven't seen it yet. I need to go see the fancy website.
I have never had a fancy website. I
So
literally,
Kaitlin is making 10 plus $1,000 a month without a website.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Last June, I just hit my highest month at 35K. So yeah, I mean, and I just got a fancy website. It's okay, like, you're gonna make it without a fancy website. But people are spending too much energy on the wrong things, and it's like, you don't need all the perfect, like, client management systems and the course portals and, like, use Google Drive. Use Google Drive. Use the Telegram app. Like, those are all free, and it's also probably way more than your client needs, like, you need a Zoom account. That's it, and you can get started. Truly,
well, that's what I love
truly.
so much about coaching being different, like also just being different from any other business is like you don't have a bunch of overhead. You need
No.
communication line, whether it's phone or Zoom, or I mean, there's tons of them now.
Yeah.
A Google Drive and an email and, like, maybe some social media. What you need more
Yep.
than that is to be crystal clear on a problem that people are willing to pay to have solved, and the confidence to say, "Yes, I charge $10,000 for this 6-month package or
Yeah.
$3,000
Yeah.
this 3" whatever it is. Like, I was
Yes.
recording an episode earlier, and my first package was $1,500. But guess what? I made, like, $1,500 a month after taxes as a public school teacher. So, like,
Yes.
hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Same, like, my first package was, like, I remember, like, what I used to charge per call, I think it was, like, $175 a call,
Yeah,
and so I didn't start at 1,222 a month, like, that was not a starting price for me, but I feel like, again, the more you invest in your education, the more you invest in your experience, the more people you coach, like, you become better at what you do, and you are allowed to charge for that, and some people are like, "That's too expensive," and I'm like, "That's okay.
yeah.
That's okay."
So you've been full-time coaching for what, like 2 years now?
Full time, yeah, 2 years.
Full-time coaching. So what other job can you have where you're or business can you have where you, within 2 years, are hitting 35K months and don't work full-time? I know you work a lot, I don't wanna downplay that either.
Yeah.
I know you and me,
Yes.
I will be texting, like, the most random times, like but
I
we're
love to
always
work.
more but we never have to work. That's what I tell people, like, you
Yes.
can always be working, but I never have to miss anything. I can never
No,
there's nothing on my calendar that cannot be changed or skipped.
no, and I can travel, I mean, literally, even when I was in Europe, it's like, I can take a phone call, I can
Don't you also find that, like, you like working? Like, I like
I love what I if somebody it's so funny, like, on the weekends, my daughter goes to her dad's, people are like, "What are you gonna do with your free time?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go to my office and work for 48 hours," and I was like,
uninterrupted.
uninterrupted,
Maybe
and
it's
that
like
to
me.
me is like dreamland. And I love it. I love what I do, and I
Mm,
don't have to do that, like,
yeah,
but I genuinely love to create, I like to get into it, I love to get excited about it, be in my little world that I've created here, and yeah, I mean, so again, you have to I never will tell anybody that you're gonna work 2 hours a week and, like, blow up this thing. It's
4-hour work week.
yeah,
Have we
it's
debunked that yet?
I don't know where that exists, but not here.
No.
But also I always also like to preface that with I have really big goals. I want to bring in a very large income. if my goal was to bring in an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month, I probably could work 2 to 3 hours a week,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
So I
for sure. I think the amount, especially at the beginning, the amount you put in is the amount you get out. I
yeah,
think as you scale, like, you put a little bit less in and can get more out, but I think you're
yeah.
absolutely right. But I also think that people starting with the belief that they can get 4 clients a month, for example, paying that each
Yes.
client paying you $600 a month, again, for example,
Yeah.
that is life-changing money for some people.
Yes. Yes.
Will allow them to, pull their kids out of daycare or, be home more or whatever. Like, I hate to even scoff at that, like, transition phase money because I know for me, I was like, I have to make $3,000 a month to quit my teaching job because that was more
Yes.
than I made. And at the time, I was like, I have to have health insurance, like,
Yeah.
all this. So I'm like, I need to hit this. And it's funny because it seems so silly to have that as a goal now, but, like, you have to have an exit plan, like, a goal that
Yeah.
makes sense for you and your lifestyle, and once you're out, like Caitlin was saying, like, once you've solidified your one-on-one client base, you have that baseline income to shut down any other income streams, now you can create your retreats in Greece, and now you
Yes.
can open up
Yes.
because you have the spaciousness of your schedule, and you don't have to worry.
And
Like,
your nervous system is safe being like, "Okay,
exactly, your nervous
these
system can
clients are on a contract for the next 6 months paying
girl, have you
X
ever tried to
amount."
create under extreme financial duress?
No.
Because that shit
No.
does not work.
Well, that's why when people are like, "I'm gonna quit my job in the first month," I'm like, "Okay, do you have a trust?"
Yeah,
Because, like, why would you do that?
or
Why?
a
Because you
loan. I
could
mean,
you
I did take out a loan that was enough for me to
or
live
a loan. Yeah. Yeah.
a few months, but that's just because in my mind, when I started business over 10, 11, 12 years ago at this point, I lose track and I don't wanna age myself because my new Botox does not make me look that old, but like, I was just kind of, like, told that if you're starting a business, you take out a loan to, like, get started. So, like, that was, like, very
Yes.
normalized for me. Um, but yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Unless you have a trust or you're willing to take a risk on yourself financially, then you need like, I'm with you. I do not recommend just quitting with no backup plan. Not backup plan, I
Yes.
would say backup source of income, or, like, we had someone today who was like, they're babysitting, they're on Rover, they're doing Instacart, and, like, I would still rather do that than to be at my public school teaching job.
Oh
I'm
my
not even
god.
gonna lie.
No. No. I mean, I've never had a 9 to 5, so I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah.
Literally never.
We
So
were born for this.
it's well, I was like, I could never imagine working for anyone but myself. It's
That's
I
something
could
that
just
I'm like, I'm
never.
so unemployable, it's scary. I
Yeah.
could not imagine since I was a young girl, though, I hated when people told me what to do.
Yes.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
Sometimes I joke with my friends and I'm like, "Okay, say I wanna get married, I wanna have a husband. What if he told me what to do?" Like, I would have to have so much respect for him to actually take it
Oh,
seriously.
yeah. No. No.
Really.
I literally cannot imagine a world. I do not ever want any kind of, like, restriction like that, and even in my marriage now,
Yeah.
I think that's why it works so well, is, like, neither one of us tell each other what to do because
Yeah.
that would be no good for either one of
Right.
us.
Alright, so we're gonna tell you what to do now. What to do now is go to the show notes and follow Caitlin for a lot of inspiration.
Yes.
She mentioned there's all different, like, price points to be able to chat with her, coach with her, work with her as well. And if you're thinking about making some type of transition from anywhere to coaching, my number one recommendation is to first take our niche quiz, which is innerglowcircle.com/niche. And then you get delivered a template for you to create your first offer. So, like Caitlin was talking about, simple first offer, one-on-one coaching, whatever it may be, your one offer. Once you can get that going, it's going to open up all the doors for you to expand your empire. But you can start there. Um, and then obviously report back.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
business.
I always say I'm a real person, like, DM me, share
Yes,
with me
someone go to
where you're at,
Slovenia with
ask
Kaitlin, please.
questions.
Yes, go on the international retreat if you wanna be surrounded by people
Yes.
that are doing things different than maybe what you grew up around or what you surround yourself with now. That is priceless, and could it be a write-off?
Oh, 100%.
Is this a
It's 100% a write-off.
There we go,
Start
baby.
your coaching business, and then you write off this
Start your
trip.
coaching business in Slovenia with
Yeah. Yes. Why would you not do that?
you have to do that.
It's enrichment. It's continuing education.
Yeah. I was just gonna say it's a business trip. Expense
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Everything.
a write-off. Right. So I don't know that. I am not an accountant. Don't take my advice. But thank you for being here, Kaitlin. Thank you for sharing
Thank
your story
you.
and your advice. I hope that it helps any of our listeners. And we'll obviously do this again sometime. So thank you.
I can't wait. Thanks for having me.